Hello, this is Dr. Victoria Skirbo speaking to you from the Cedar Transformation Healing Center in Wareham, Massachusetts. And it's just about, let's see, I have my thing right in front of me. It's almost noon, and I thought what I would do is, today is Saturday, the 6th of October, and in the United States, they're about to, a little later today, I think, or maybe they've already started it, confirm, that is, Judge Kavanaugh to the Supreme Court. And I've done a number of readings on it. I did an initial reading back on the 19th, and then I did a reading yesterday or the day before about whether I thought he was going to get nominated, confirmed. And there were two processes where yesterday the Senate, I guess a procedural thing, brought him to the Senate, and then they all got to say what they wanted to say, and I guess today is the vote. And it looks as though, from what people, how people voted yesterday, that he will be nominated, confirmed. I have a little, that's stuck in my head, I think. Anyway, despite people trying to correct me. I looked back at my readings because one of the benefits of doing readings on YouTube is that you can look back and see what you said, and one of the drawbacks about doing readings on YouTube is that you can go back and see what you said. And the first reading, I believe, that I did on the 19th, the card that came up as the outcome was the Hanged Man. And oftentimes the Hanged Man means delay, and it certainly was delayed. And but it also requires us to sort of see what it is. There's a sense of having your hands tied behind your back with that card, a sense of having to sort of accept what is, and yet see where you can change things. And perhaps that was the lesson of that particular card reading. And then this last card reading I did, the outcome was the Judgment card. And the Judgment card is, and I'm going to pull it out of the Rider-Waite deck just so you'll know what I'm talking about for people who aren't all that familiar with the tarot. And of course, it's probably right on the bottom of this deck here. I apologize for not having it out. I kind of do these on the fly, so to speak. Oh yeah, it's like the second to the last card. This was the card that came up as the outcome of the last time I asked, which was 2 days ago. And I thought that, judgment would come down, and I interpreted it as that perhaps he wouldn't get in. But this is a card of waking up, and sometimes things aren't that clear, and I think perhaps this is a wake-up call for a lot of people who were not aware of just how much power one side of the aisle has and what they're willing to do to get their way. So perhaps that's what this card was about. So what I'd like to do now is I would like to do a reading on the spiritual significance of this whole thing. What are we here to learn from this experience? And I'm going to use a new deck that I just got. It's called, I don't know if you can see this. It's called the Fountain Tarot. I don't think you can, it says Fountain in the middle here. I don't think you can see it because it's in, what is it? It's hologram, it's holographic. Anyway, it's called the Fountain. Hold on, let me see. Just so you know that I'm not, so we can be exactly right. That's what it's called, Fountain Tarot. Okay. So, and I haven't really used this a lot, so this will be a new experience for both of us. But I do want to see if I can get to some idea of the spiritual significance of this whole thing, or perhaps the reason that this has come up at this time. Okay, so I'm going to shuffle it a little bit more, and you'll have to trust me that I'm shuffling it. I think I might lower the camera just so you can see the cards as I put them out, and then I'll come back up and I'll talk about them. I'll see how that works too. Alright, so let me put this down. Hopefully this works. It's really hard for me to see what's happening here, so... Okay, just give me a moment. Okay, well, I can see my shirt. That's not really what I want you to see. Hold on 1 minute. I'm just going to move this all the way back. There we go, that's better. Oops. Alright, so this is the deck. And I'm going to shuffle it up again a little bit more, just so you know. Around the up and up here. Okay. Ah! They're brandy new, so they're a little hard to shuffle. Okay. So this is the higher significance of this whole experience that we've had with the SCOTUS confirmation stuff. Alright, let's see what we get. Alright. The world. Okay. To me, this card speaks of a completion of a cycle. And so on some level, this whole thing has been part of the completion of a cycle. Alright, let's see what is crossing it. The Five of Coins. Okay, so the Five of Coins, or the Five of Pentacles, is really a card of despair. And we can see in this particular... you'll just have to... Here we go. I don't know if you can see that. In this particular card, we have this person. They're sitting in, looks like in the doorway of a cathedral. We have a window over, a beautiful stained glass window with the light pouring in. And this person is looking down. And so there's this sense of dejection and a sense of all is lost. And that's the challenge. The challenge is that there's a sense of feeling that all is lost. And yet we have this stained glass window here with the light coming in. And so instead of focusing on what's lost, we need to look to the light to see perhaps what's next. All right. So we have the Justice card at the root of this reading. And so on some level, there is a cosmic justice to this. Now, what exactly that means, I am not sure. All right, let's continue. The past. So the past is, as you sow, so shall you reap. It's the Two of Coins. And so it's dealing with trying to find balance. It seems like this is all so far about finding balance. Okay, let's see what we got up here in the sky. We got the Star. And so the Star card is about hope. And this is the place when I read cards, and I don't think you can see that, so I apologize again for having to move all this stuff. This is the Star card. I'll just pull it up so you can see it. Can you see that? It's a lovely card. There we go. It's about reaching up for the stars. It's about finding your guiding star. Okay. Let's see what's in the immediate future. we have the Three of Coins. The Three of Coins is a card that is associated with, I'm going to move this again. I'm just trying to fit this whole thing in. I'm sorry. Here we go. The Three of Coins is about working hard, applying yourself. There's a sense of mastery with this card. So, as a spiritual, the question being, what's the spiritual reason or the higher reason for all of this, is that I believe that this card in the immediate future is talking about us getting good at what we're good at and focusing on that. So if you're good at organizing, then organize. If you're good at building something, build something. If you're good at healing something, heal something. It really is requiring us to become our best. Okay, let's see how other people see things. This is how people are seeing it from the outside and the outset. We have the Nine of Coins, and the Nine of Coins is generally seen as a woman who is, if you can see that, a woman who is done everything that she can do to make her life comfortable, a sense of strength in this card. There's a sense of self-containment. But I feel as though this card here can perhaps, because it's how people from the outside are seeing it, is there's a sense of a woman standing strong, and knowing the ground that you stand upon. The domestic situation. The Two of Cups. The Two of Cups is about raising the love vibration to compassion. And I think through this process we have had to learn compassion to each other. And it doesn't seem like that's the case, but even as I watched when they were talking to Dr. Ford and then talking to Judge Kavanaugh, I really did feel compassion for both of them, for different reasons. But suffering is suffering, and I think it was evident for both of them. And it's not about blame and all of that, but it's just about the mere fact of feeling a resonance with what the person is going through, feeling a compassion as to what the person is going through. And from what I've learned through this process myself and talking with people who agree and don't agree with me, is that this is really all about how we've been wounded through a culture that feeds on the weak, where might is right and power is everything. I mean, certainly, perhaps this was always a foregone conclusion for Kavanaugh to get in, because in the United States the Republicans ruled the whole kit and caboodle. It's just completely one-sided, and it was always a crapshoot to stop him. So it's possible. Okay, hopes and fears. Six of Cups. Yeah, so the Six of Cups is about what's happened in the past. It's a card of nostalgia. It's a card of childhood, and how we see the past. And so I think the hopes and fears is that the past will be revealed, and the fears will be that the past is revealed. It's very difficult to judge the past by the rules of the present. Why didn't she say something at that time? It was 36 years ago. Why did he feel like he could do what he did? Or, you're judging the past on today's standards, and we are evolving. We're continuously evolving. So Alright, let's see the outcome here. Okay, we have the Knight of Cups here. Can you see that? I'll just pull it over here so you can see it. The Knight of Cups. There we go. And here we have this rather pensive young man. He's got a cup on the top of his head. The Knight of Cups is generally considered an idealistic young man. And perhaps we were all pretty idealistic. Or certainly, one of the things about the Knight of Cups is that there's an idealism, but the energy is that it's so wrapped up in the idealism that you're not seeing where you're going, and so it's easy to make a misstep. You know, it's like totally believing in your vision and not seeing the pratfalls and the pitfalls that are coming. Alright, I'm going to pick up to 3 cards to see if I can get a major arcana. We have the Queen of Swords. That's Justice. This card comes up a lot. The Eight of Cups, which is another card that has come up an awful lot. And we have the King of Wands. So there's no major arcana here. Let's look at the bottom of the deck. And we have the Queen of Cups. So at the root of this, I believe, is the power of sensitivity, the power of love, the power of compassion, and the power of healing. And so I think, and right under her is the Empress, look at that. And then right under that is the Magician. Oops. So these are all very, very powerful cards. And so I think that ultimately this this whole situation has been an opportunity for us to see what is wrong, to see the wounds on both sides of the issue, and what are we going to do to be compassionate and loving to one another despite this. How are we going to heal this? The goddess wants to know. The fact that this initially came up as this finishing of a cycle, that pretends that there's a new cycle to come. And what's interesting is the month of October, this card, the World card, is the vibration for the month of October. And the month of October is about culminations and new beginnings. And so this is a culmination, and it's time to begin anew. And it's time to begin anew with a new sense of justice and balance. Ultimately, I guess, with the Justice card being down here, it is a way for us to balance the scales. And we're not going to balance the scales with a single event, getting Judge Kavanaugh in or out. That's not going to be the thing. We're talking about thousands of years of patriarchy. And it's a slow process. But one of the things about the Justice card that I love is that unlike man's justice, cosmic justice has their eyes wide open. And so the universe sees, and this is really all about, now we know what the problem is, and now it's time to solve it. Now it's time to find your guiding star, take your talents and abilities, and ultimately find the healing, and not just the healing of women, but the healing of boys. Okay, well, I'm going to leave it at that. I hope this is helpful for you. It certainly was helpful for me. And I will see you again the next time. And I'll say goodbye. Hold on. Whoops. Oh, there I am. Okay. So I hope you enjoyed this, and comment below, subscribe if you like. This has been a big learning experience for me. So let's keep learning together. Have a great day. Bye.